Welcome back, my friends, family, and so much more out there who have listening ears and hearts to RDDC. This is your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is live. If you don't know, after almost 140 episodes, because here, serving a slice of everyday life is what RDDC is all about, and will continue to be all about, and so much more. For any show requests, feedback, or anything under the sun that you can think of, or a shout out, or you just want to say your piece, let us know at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. And as well as check out our wonderful insights and different kind of offers and exclusives, and as well as our books and so much more on the whole entire RDDC blogspot, which is realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com, and so much more. Also, you can tune on in if you are listening from any other platform from the RSS feed. I do not know, but we see some deep analytics. You never know. That can also be at TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud.com, as well as disclaimers or anything else. You can find the links at the bottom of the blog spot, and as well as some of our links, or at least most of them, on SoundCloud.com, and so many other avenues, Spotify, different things we're on as well. If I haven't named them, they are there. So I wanted to say, hey, happy April. And yes, your girl did celebrate her birthday a few weeks ago, and it was nice. Even though it was the anniversary of my beloved, beautiful sister, and I have another anniversary of my beloved brother who passed away in a few more months in June. We're going to get through it. But right now we're going to keep on trucking. But this episode, and the birthday was nice because I had all of you, and I thank you for the feedback and the comments that you had on past episodes and so much more. That is highly appreciated. So many people go through life and not take the time to just leave a comment. Or so many people just, and I was guilty of it, and I'm still am sometimes, where I'm like, okay, but now I make the point to give a heart, give a like, get a something, or subscribe, something, or even just a comment. If I'm going to watch the content or hear it, even for a moment, I'm going to give my piece in some kind of positive way, just for the fact it took my attention. But I mean, it doesn't work for everyone, but at the same time, for those of you who have given that couple seconds or a minute, we love you even more, and we appreciate you. Please sign up for awesome free giveaways and just cool stuff, because that's what you are. Oh yeah, YouTube still on the roll. All right, so this is hashtag KFC. Yes, I know. Shade, no shade. This is hashtag KFC, and this is not to be it's kind of actually based off of KFC, because I had brought my niece there to have lunch earlier. So, and it kind of gave me that Colonel Sanders, and I know there's a little stigma that goes along with where the recipe came from, and disclaimer, I do not know. But at the same time, we're not talking about the recipes and the crispiness of the chicken. It was a nice time we had, and it was a very great lunch we had, and she enjoyed it for her first time up there, and it was really cool. And one of my friends been working there for 20 years with this wonderful family, and it was just nice to see, everybody up there. But yeah, it's hashtag KFC. Now, even though it's based off the principles of some of the things that I saw, it just kind of caught me. Now, we have other segments that hit, don't get me wrong, but I had to get this one fresh off. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm thinking people like, oh, really, Lex, we're talking about KFC now. Either you're salivating to have some KFC or getting hungry for it, or you're like, oh, I had a bad time there, whatever, or oh, it's about chicken. No, it's not about chicken, but it's about the purpose of the chicken that was chased to make that still be here. I don't even know what, 30 plus, 40 plus years later, I'm not sure, but let's get into that. So it could go both ways. You'll know in the description what it says, but I wanted to put KFC because it's going to be too long of a title. Hashtag keep. Okay, remember that first part right there is keep. That represents the K, but either way, it's either K for keep focusing continually, or keep fighting courageously. Okay, so that's what it means. It actually means both. Let's put it that way. So it's going to be keep focusing continually and keep fighting courageously. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. And maybe some of you know this already. You can Google it so much more, or even check it out online somewhere. But at the same time, since I'm using this for a purpose, hashtag, they're not endorsing me by any means whatsoever. Disclaimer, put that out there. KFC, they endorsed my lunch because I went up there and paid for it and had a good time with my niece. But this is not a subscription to them or any kind of advertisement whatsoever. Let's put that out there, or any bashing. It's just the principle of the deeper ambiance of it, what we're all about, motivation, moving forward, everyday life. And if you want a recipe to a cherry pie, let me know. I don't know. I'll look it up on all recipes. I don't know. So this is, I looked at that and there was this wonderful, cool, like lime green. I might have to put this up on the blog. I'm going to see if one of my assistants can put this up on the blog, but I really, really enjoyed seeing that. And I had to take a picture of it. So it says, and let me get this out here. It says, at 65 years young. Now, this is what they have on the wall at the KFC, restaurant itself. Mind you, this episode is keep focusing continually and keep fighting courageously. So this is nothing to do with the title being with the chicken place. All these legalities these days. So it says, at 65 years young, I created my secret recipe. And then on his tie, under his, little beard or whatever, it says, but getting there wasn't all gravy. Pun. Mashed potatoes and gravy. So I guess on the sides it shows all the things that he went through before he got to 65 years young in order to get this great recipe for where we sit at and had our lunch at today. And that says he was a locomotive fireman, a tire salesman, gas station operator, insurance salesman, amateur obstetrician, motel operator, my bad, a farmhand, railroad worker, political candidate, dater, whatever, mule tender, aspiring lawyer, and a ferry boat entrepreneur. So my take on that, our take on that should be, keep focusing continually. So regardless if it's a recipe, regardless if it's an ice cream parlor that you're going to, regardless of what it might be or not, the whole purpose of understanding that point is knowing that even at that age, which is still very young, I think you're young until we pass away from this life. If you're, going later on in the older years of, age increase. But at the same time, you see that no matter what the recipe or the vision had, he followed the recipe. Let's get that right. The recipe. Check that episode out. What was it? It's in there. It's in there. Follow the recipe. He followed the recipe and created the recipe. Now, regardless of what the recipe came from or how much sprinkles of this and that we have to add to it, he followed the recipe. And hashtag keep focusing continually. Think about that. Keep fighting courageously. No matter if he had to be a mocha-loader or a mocha, I can't even say that. Let me just say, the ferry boat entrepreneur. If he had to be all these different aspiring things, as basically amateur obstetrician, whatever it was, he's saying, even through all that time, through all those different phases he had to be, he's still at 65 years young. Yeah, years young. He had it correct there. Has it correct there. He's still got to where he wanted to be. Now, it might have been his original dream, but it became his original chicken. Pun again. But I'm just saying, he's still there. No matter what people might say or bash it, all I know is that it has stood for many, many years. It might continue to flourish throughout the years, and right now it's still here and present. So no matter what, before he passed away, he still saw that vision come to life. It's still something now that his children and grandchildren are benefiting off of, and somewhere for us to have a good lunch at. And I hope your experience has been as great as mine has today. But what I'm saying is, if we continue to keep focusing continually, always a page from my own book as well. There's so many distractions, and let me tell you, let me break it down to you, our DDC family. I have to, I got to share some ratchetness with you. Now, this came from a very close person of mine. I won't say any names, even though the feeling of it almost makes that watery feeling in your throat when you want to cry, or just like you want to just really slap the taste out of something. If you feel me, give me a like. I'm just saying. But this person had told me something the other day, and they said, if you, and I think it was like kind of a discussion, an argument. It wasn't meant to be, but I said to this person, I'm like, honestly, I don't need anybody. And I mean that as a way as I know I have the creator always. I can't even function or even be alive without the wonderful, honorable, amazing creator. and the beautiful, I mean, I give props to my dad too, God rest his soul, but you know, my beautiful flourishing mom and dad, because she's all in one. Even though they were married for quite 20 years plus. It's just the whole point. You know, your moms kind of do that. And some dads are super moms too. And some moms are super dads too. It's just, I knew I never did it alone. You can't. Some way, something's helping you. No matter if someone, or you find a piece of tarp on the ground. Something helped you find that tarp to, you know, shield you from the rain. But they said to me, well, if that was the case, Lex, you would have been a lot further than you are right now. Whoa, yes, pause, not facts, that's fiction. And I had to like really kind of think for a moment. And I'm a fast processor depending on what time you catch me in that moment. But I was like, man, it actually is making me have watery eyes right now. Yes, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, families, you know. And I was just talking to one of these wonderful women from a company that I deal with, and she was talking about her passions and dreams and how her significant other or husband or even her friends, you know, they'll always have something negative to say or try to give you a pep talk that's actually a down talk or discouraging talk, you know. And it's kind of that feeling where I'm like, whoa. And I had to correct them. When did you get to be the person to tell anyone? And we have to tell ourselves that what our successes are. What is the definition? And we have many episodes on this. What is the definition for someone to tell you, us, we would have been a lot further ahead? And I remember hashtag Jay Shetty said, we are where we're supposed to be. Now, we might have went a little further. We might have been a little bit more faster. But right now, from the decisions that were made and the obstacles and the triumphs and the tests and the testimonies and the trials we've been through as a result of where we are right now. Some of us are breathing and some of us are already transitioned to the next life. Whatever it is, no one can tell us what our failures truly are. No, and we can't even tell ourselves. You know, no one can tell us what our successes are, how far we've come. It doesn't base itself off of what's in your account. It doesn't base itself off of what kind of car you're driving or what kind of shoes. It does not base itself. Your success is only measured by what you hold as success. Success is not based on anyone else's criteria. It's not about being in the media. You could just open up a small little lemonade stand in your lifetime and sold about 100 cups or even 1 cup, and that is enough success. I pursue and I implore all of us to go out there and do the best we can and spread seeds of light as much as we can. But ultimately, we don't have to serve our purpose in order for others to see the purpose that we serve, so we can serve their ego and satisfying their small minds about how much we've moved forward, when all the while they haven't even stepped forward. Get that, rewind. They haven't even moved forward, but they're telling you how much forward you could have been. Let's get that. So I just want to put that out there. Okay, that was shade and facts. So hashtag facts on that. But yeah, that really kind of, it didn't even blow my morale. Like, don't even get wrong. It didn't bother me at all, because I'm like, whoa, who are you? Like, they can call me arrogant or pompous. I'm very humble, but I will not taper down the goddess of who I stand for, who is in me, my spirit. Not the flesh, but the spirit. And at the same time, I'm sitting here like, okay, you know, I could have said anything at that point. I could have been negative, like, oh, well, look at you, or what do you have to do, or what did you accomplish? But I didn't have to go as petty as that. I was hurt for the fact that the person I cared about and loved would actually go to that point. And they know what they were saying. Very bitter, very deep. And it was just, to me, it's just jealousy. And that's what it is. If you can't elevate someone, you're jealous. And even if you're elevating them and you're still feeling it inside, at least you had enough cojones, let's just say, to actually give them those words. If you mention it or not, you still help try to give a little bit of sprinkle or something. So I just want to say hashtag keep focusing continually. Don't let any obstacles, any words, anyone get in your way. As long as you got breath moving inside you, remember that. It doesn't matter if you had 25 jobs and you're 73, you're 81. There's someone out there opening up their own, I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was an ice cream stand or a hot dog stand. They wanted to open up their own something. And at 91, and he opened it up. He could still be alive right now. I'm not sure, but I know at 91 he opened that up. Okay. And at the same time, no matter what your vision is nobody else's check mark or board to tell you what success is and how far you have to go there and how much you've already accomplished. They need to take the beam out their own eye before they're looking at yours or mine, period. All right. Hashtag keep fighting courageously, because you're going to have to fight through all the negativity and all the anguish, and not in a battle to where you're actually giving your energy on it, but kind of avoiding it with your shield. Like, look, okay, we heard you, boom, I'll dust off my shoulders, but take a deep breath, because ultimately you're already succeeding. You're already on your way to where you should be and where you're going. And through all the obstacles and stumbles, it taught you a lesson in order to bring that with you in the future and learn from it and apply it in your life. So count it all joy and be that. So hashtag KFC. What's going to keep you KFC, right? Keep fighting continually, keep fighting courageously, and keep focusing courageously, and keep focusing continually. Remember that. So it's all about that. They're both great, whatever one you remember, but this has been amazing. You're amazing. Always happy to be here with you. 1 equals 1 million. And if one of you hear this message and it permeates, you're already going to affect the ripple effect of 1 million. But I appreciate every single heart that tunes in. You're beautiful, you're blessed, you're wonderful. Be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the spirit. That's not a cliche. That's what we should rock every single day. This is your host, Lex, coming to you always. Reach us out at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com and realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. Check it out. You're wonderful. Just get yourself elevated. We're all about spirit and mind elevation. That's what RDDC is all about. We got courses coming and wonderful insights too. And hopefully we can get together and start having these big gatherings and make it a movement. I want all of us to move as a mass consciousness. And it will happen with faith, hope, love, patience, and time. So just stay wonderful, you, and we will be back with you very, very soon.